now it's finally time to get the ball rolling on the LG C10. We're going to open this bad boy and see if it's worth all the hype. So again, smack a like on this video. We're just going to be taking care of all this stuff. And here we go. Alright, so yanking the box off. It's pretty much like I've seen from other LG TVs. There's nothing too crazy. It's the same kind of padding that they always use. And this one has the same thing that it's always had, except you have the little steel piece back here. Again, nothing too complex, and I don't think unboxing it will be a terribly difficult endeavor. Now, as I'm unboxing this, one of the things that I absolutely cannot stand is that after all the feedback, LG still does this garbage right here. You have a built-in power cord, so if anything ever happens to this power cord, you have a dog that chews it, a cat, a rabbit, doesn't matter. You're going to be experiencing a situation where your power cable just completely destroys your whole TV. I mean, like, this is the dumbest thing any manufacturer can do. You need power bricks, not built-in power cords. Already, that's one of my biggest gripes with the LG C10. Now, as we look at the back, we can see that they are targeting NVIDIA gamers, which that's a PC thing, so they really intend for this to be a PC monitor replacer, so we'll put that to the test. Now, that being said, we have 4K 120 here on the back on port 4, and then you guys can also see it here on the side as well. So nothing too crazy outside of that. It's the typical LG inputs that you've always had. You do have audio in, or rather AV in, so you can use your older stuff if you have the composite cables, but not the component cables, which does suck. I don't think that would have been a terrible thing to include, but it is what it is. So let's just keep the ball rolling here. Now, this next thing, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he's just bitching to bitch, but I'm still going to mention it because I think it's a safety issue, so it just happened again. As I'm trying to untangle this cord here, these little pieces, this freaking zip tie or twist tie is so damn sharp, it will cut you if you're not careful, if you think it's like other bread ties or whatever out there. The plastic they wrap it around is just really sharp, and I don't know why they would do that for a consumer product. So it is what it is there. And now, as I untied this, they did have a regular twist tie on it. So for reference, I wanted to show you here, okay, a regular tie, which no problems there. And this that is almost made out of like a PVC plastic. I mean, seriously, be careful when you untangle this. You might cut yourself if you're not careful. And especially if you have your kids untying it because you kind of got tired bringing it up the stairs or whatever, just be very mindful that it could cause some potential safety issues. Now, as I've taken all the other stuff out of the box, one thing I immediately don't like is that you no longer have an accessory box, a nice premium accessory box. Here you are buying this high-end TV, and they literally just duct tape this shit together like it's trash and just stuff it in a box and say, here you go. I mean, it's so disgusting because they used to give you a nice premium LG box. They had a nice little accessory box laid out, make you feel like a high-end customer when you're buying and unraveling these things, and now you just feel like cheap trash. So again, I guess continuing with the theme of downgrades and things that maybe aren't the best, I think that's one of the things they cut corners on this year. But I'm really not happy about this because not even when I did the E8 unboxing was it like this. This is really just not cool. Now, once we get the remote out of its packaging, one of the things that's immediately obvious is you no longer have the view/zoom button that used to be at the bottom of older, and by older I mean 2018, LG OLED displays that let you kind of record things like a little DVR, take screenshots of what was on the screen. It was a nice little feature, and you just don't have that now. So I think it's just pretty ridiculous that, again, you're just getting less features and you're paying more money to get it, and here is like tangible proof of them removing things that you used to have. As you see, it's nowhere here. It's just gone now. So again, typical, but it is what it is. Now, if this seems overly negative, sorry, but these are my honest impressions as I open this up and knowing what I had on older LG OLEDs. Also, I don't like that this is the same old remote that they've been using for well over half a decade at this point. So something to think about there. Okay, so this design LG has is fucking stupid. And I'm going to tell you why. Because how it's supposed to work, you lift this up, you see you have 3 screw holes, one here, and one somewhere over there, okay? Right there. And the idea is you take this notch here and here, and you line it up with the groove in here, right? It's supposed to be very simple. You put it in here, and you try to line it up, right, like I'm about to do, and it's supposed to fall into place, right? Secure, steady, fine. But when you try to screw it in, look what happens, okay? Put it in the hole, and I'm sitting here for like 10-15 minutes, breaking a fucking sweat, which I do not like doing for this. It's not that serious to me, right? And I'm sitting here sweating, trying to fucking screw this shit in, actually putting in manual labor to put together the fucking stand. It should never be this fucking difficult. This is the kind of shit that will piss me off a million times over, because I should not have to put in real effort just to fucking assemble a TV stand. Make it easier, LG. Fuck. Alright, so I'm still fucking around with this damn stand, trying to get it in place, and I'm really just losing my patience. They fucked up the positioning. I don't know if they made it too far from the stand and they got the measurements wrong, but my screw is fucking stripping because I'm trying so fucking hard to screw these fucking things in, and it's leading to some stripped screws. So this is some bullshit, dude. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Already some fucking problems and some bullshit on the assembly. Like, it should not be this hard. I don't know what it is with these fucking OLED manufacturers. I dealt with similar bullshit like this with Vizio's OLED, and now LG's OLED, trying to assemble it and just set it all up. Man, fuck all this, dude. Like, this shit alone, if this was my personal TV, I would box this motherfucker up and send it back. Like, I don't fuck with this. If you're not easy and convenient after I paid you thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, get fucked. I mean, like, seriously. I'm the consumer. You need to make things easy for me to get out and enjoy within seconds. Convenience is everything in a business like this, and I don't think these fuckers understand that. To make me have to go through all this because your measurements are wrong or you have defects because of the way you wanted to have your stand positioned is ridiculous. So I'll figure this out, but just know this is some bullshit. Alright, well, now that I'm completely fucking exhausted from wrestling with this heavy-ass TV, let's turn this motherfucker on and see if it's worth anything. So help me God if the screen's broken or anything, because, like, I haven't even checked the screen. I just literally just left it as is, so I have a couple of bright points here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so we can see it a little better. But, man, that fucking setup process was a bitch. Like, what the fuck? So be advised, they can get your measurements wrong like they did on my TV. I don't know what kind of distance they put on that. The screws weren't long enough, whatever the reason. But yeah, man, it's brutal. It's brutal when that shit happens, because now you've got to wrestle with the TV not being made properly and how you're going to fix it. It's such bullshit.
Language and location settings.
Alright, so let's deal with this bullshit. Alright, so now that I'm done wrestling with the television and dealing with all this bullshit, oh man, let me just tell you, oh, this is a process, and it was not worth it. This is probably one of the ugliest TVs I've seen before calibration, or at least my calibration. Alright, so check this out. We're in standard picture mode. We're going to go to the calibrated mode, which is the ISF modes. That's the sound mode. I want to go over here to the picture options. Now, we're going to go to filmmaker mode. And filmmaker mode, there is really dim, a lot of black crush, and the same can be said for the ISF bright and ISF darkroom mode. I honestly don't know who these modes are for. I mean, look at the level of black crush you have right now. I mean, look at this. You have to really work to see detail in these scenes, which it's not supposed to be like this. I mean, and this is really bad. Now, we're going to go into our settings here to make sure that it's not because of eco or whatever. Hopefully it pulls up all of the general settings and we can just go in and do what we've got to do. Energy on auto, we'll make sure we turn energy saver off, but energy saving off is not going to save the terrible nature of the image quality that I'm seeing right now. I mean, look at it, it's really dim, like stupid dim. Black crush, definitely there. I'm missing a lot of detail, especially in his face around here. Like, I don't even know what that is, but okay. So let's go to HDR bright mode. Or not HDR bright mode, just the ISF bright mode. These are the low delta error modes, you know, things that some people, I guess, value. I really, one way or another, don't care. I just want to be wowed. This doesn't wow me. So At least right now anyway. I mean, look at that black crush, dude. Like, you're losing a lot of detail. You really are. And it gets worse as you go to filmmaker mode, which is this super brand new mode that everybody's hopped up over. Look at that, dude. No shadow detail. Now, you want to play a funny game. A lot of people talk crap about vivid mode, but check that out. To give you an idea of the level of black crush you have, this is vivid mode, right? And you still have black crush in vivid mode, by the way. Now look at filmmaker mode. Look at that shit, dude. Nerfed your entire picture, destroyed so much shadow detail. ISF bright is probably the best mode that you have right now. And ISF dark, pretty terrible. And you have to go to vivid mode just to get bright highlights back, but it's crushing too. So I'm gonna have to try to work to see if I can fix the black crush, but already I'm not off to a great start with this. That looks terrible. Okay, let's just go back to ISF bright room and see if that's better, because filmmaker mode is trash, man. Total trash, don't like it, but it is what it is. So, alright guys, I'm just gonna end the video here. Hopefully this helps you guys out. I wanna thank you for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.